Let me tell you the tale of Foamstars. Released in the year of 2024 and went from a purchasable game to a free-to-play game in the exact same year. With Marvel Rivals on the horizon, I decided to revisit Foamstars, as February seems so long ago, but that's just the passage of time, I guess. Welcome to the next episode of Late Night Sprites. I'm your host, Homecoming Hero, and today I want to talk about Foamstars because this game and I have a very mixed relationship. There are some things that I absolutely adore about this game, and some things that have me scratching my head. Let us begin, shall we? First of all, I absolutely love the title screen. I love the aesthetic. I love the graphics and the music. You will not be seeing any live footage of matches because A, I would never want to show anybody's real name by accident, via online matches or something. But also B, I can never get a match in this game to last anyway. It was even like that back when the game first launched. When it first launched, I was able to get quite a few matches with a decent amount of disconnects, only every once in a while. A Splatoon amount of disconnects, one would say. But I could still get matches nonetheless. But when I tried to do this video very recently and revisit this game, as it has made a few gaming journalistic headlines with its announcement of going free to play, I thought, maybe now that it's free to play, now you don't need PS Plus to play this game, because all free to play games, you don't need PS Plus to play online. That's the way with Multiverses, that's the way with Fortnite, and now that's the way with Foamstars, and it's going to be the way with, at the time of this episode, the upcoming Marvel Rivals, which I am super excited for. As you see, this character that I have, she was a Battle Pass character. I even invested in a Season Pass for this game. I wanted to believe in Foamstars, because it was really fun. The music is good, the graphics look great, and it controls and plays well. But I could even try to show you right now, but days ago and weeks ago when I came up with the idea for this video, every time I do a match, even if I get in, I have yet to complete a match since the game launched in February. But when you go to the city map, which is also, has a very nice aesthetic, there is a story mode, the Foamstar mission, squad mission, which I have not attempted, but I did do back when the game first launched, and just regular mission, where you fight hordes upon hordes of enemies as your character of choice. We're going to be Tonics. And you go into the story, and you fight hordes, and hordes, and hordes again, until all is said and done. Also, happy Thanksgiving. This video is going up on Thanksgiving. So if you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you're having a great Thanksgiving. I hope you are on your second or third piece of pie as you are tuning into this video. I am probably playing Yoshi's Island and or passed out, depending on if I made it to second or third yet. But that's about the gist of Foamstars. There's a bunch of multiplayer matches that you can do of very differing styles, whether it's knocking out players a certain amount or scoring more points, or my personal favorite was one where you get to ride a big rubber ducky DJ at his platform, and you ride it around and you rock out, and it's great, and it's very much like the Splatoon tower mode. And then there was a story mode, and I had a lot of fun with it back when it first came out. But is Foamstar still a great game to play? Is it still a great multiplayer game? Or has it fizzled out like the foam that lies before us? Unfortunately, it looks like it is the latter. As I mentioned, I have tried getting multiple matches through all hours of the day, and nothing has happened. And it makes me kind of sad. But this video, I should say, isn't just about the rise and fall of Foamstars, and I don't even know if it's rise, more of a quick ascent and plummet of Foamstars. Or more so, do you think that this game could work if they tried again? Because Multiverses is now proven that a free-to-play game can go offline and then go back online and have stable support. I've played Multiverses recently. I can still get matches. Multiverses keeps adding seasons, and I have been able to get consistent matches. There's a single-player mode in Multiverses now, and I think that's great, so there's stuff you can do. The only thing I don't like is that you have to constantly be connected to the internet, whereas I think you can do the single-player stuff in this game even if you're not connected to the internet. So there's a tower defense, Splatoon-like game for free. I do find it interesting that this game went free-to-play. I was not expecting that. I was, back before this came out earlier this year, predicting that this game was going to be on PS Plus, much akin to how Fall Guys was before Fall Guys went for purchase and eventually free to play. But that's about it on Foamstars. I wanted to make like a fun video, like revisiting Foamstars in November, and then I was like, you know what? It's Thanksgiving time. Why not? Why not upload this? So, yeah. I try to make it all dramatic, but I don't have the chops to do a video essay on this yet. Maybe someday I'll be able to do the rise and fall, a big history, like a 4-hour video on what made Foamstars work and why we didn't appreciate it in its heyday, akin to the video essays I watch at night on various topics, whether it's a sitcom I grew up with, or perhaps on a video game. But no, I can't do essays. My videos are just... I'm not going to say it, but you know what they are. Look at these enemy designs. Look at these marketable plushies. Look at them. They attack the energy core, and you do this for about 15 minutes straight. So I have like a media thread that I keep track of all the games I've beaten and movies I've watched throughout the year, whether something's a replay or whether if I'm like watching something again, so on and so forth. And it's also how I track the games and movies I beat in the year that they come out. I don't beat the movies. I don't go to the movie theater. I'm like, yes, completed. I did it. 100%ed that Deadpool and Wolverine movie. No, what I meant to say is movies I watched and games I've beaten. But I keep a track of that, and the funny thing is that Foamstars was the first one I ever had to delete because I did all of the story stuff, and then what happened is that back when this was a pay-for game, back when you had to put down money after it was a PS Plus game, like you got a PlayStation system afterwards, you had to pay for it. Before it went free to play, they added more seasons, and with the new seasons, they added more story stuff. Like, they added more missions. They haven't added any recently, if I've seen, and they don't add playable stories for the Battle Pass characters. The crazy thing about Foamstars is that if you don't get a Battle Pass character, I think you just play the game a lot to unlock it. But the problem with that is that you can't really see yourself to the end of a match in order to unlock a character. Like, a lot of them are like, oh, do X amount of matches if you miss, like, a past season. The only problem with that being is that I've tried many a times, and I get so many disconnects. I think the longest I've lasted in a match of this game, multiplayer-wise, is probably a grand total of 1.5 minutes. Maybe I should have timed it, but it felt even shorter than that. So all I really have is the story mode and the cool hub world to hang out in, which is nice. And the presentation of this game is great. I think personally, if they wanted to maybe make a second Foamstars game, do like a Splatoon thing and make it where multiplayer is fun to do and you get like cosmetics and stuff like Splatoon 3. Maybe even host events. Like, I think this game had events, like there were these like party events or whatnot. But like host something akin to a Splatfest. And then on top of that, have a story mode that isn't just horde stuff. Like, I could platform with this. Like, surfing around using my unique character's weapon. That could be interesting in a story mode. Maybe take on a villain of the week. Akin to, again, sorry for the comparisons, but what they do in Splatoon. It's hard not to compare this to Splatoon. Albeit, Splatoon is way more successful. But it's hard not to, and it was hard not to when it first came out. The surfing around on something, using the material, in this case foam, as a weapon, and as like a way to cover ground and traverse faster, there were some similarities. But as you see here, this has been going on for, I want to say, at least 5 minutes, and we are still on more waves of enemies. There's so many waves. That was one of the other things. I felt like every single one of these like tower defense sections lasted way too long. And then you also have to do them as a squad. So when I logged this on my media thread, they added more story. So I'm like, welp, I technically haven't beat the game yet, because there's more story to be seen in the epic narrative that is Foamstars. So I had to take it off, and that was a sad day. It was a tragic day when entry number, I think it was like 17, was erased, and then entry number 18 had to become entry number 17, and suddenly I'm deleting and re-uploading and rewriting, and it that's such a non-problem. Complaining about my social media. But yeah, this is the revisit of Foamstars. Probably my most disappointing game. Worst game of the year for 2024. I did not play Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. I do not intend to for a long time. I did not play enough of Star Wars Outlaws. I did play enough, but I'm not going to call that the worst because the presentation in that game is great. It just wasn't the kind of gameplay for me. So that's why Star Wars Outlaws and I just didn't really mix well, I should say. Rise of the Ronin, I played that for a little bit, and I think there is merit to it, but at the end of the day, I didn't really enjoy it. Mario and Luigi Brothership, which is getting mixed reviews a bunch, I haven't played enough to form a solid opinion on that, so a lot of the quote-unquote potential contenders for my worst game of the year, I have not put as much time into those as I have for Foamstars. So yeah, Foamstars gets the gold trophy of being my least favorite game that I played in 2024. And I played a fair amount of games. I played some games that were just okay, like that Rugrats game and whatnot, and those were just fine. Plucky Squire, I would say, is one where the gameplay, I fell out of love with the gameplay. I loved the presentation, but I really did not enjoy the gameplay. Mario and Luigi Brothership, I am waiting for the discourse of that game to die down, and then I'm going to play it more and form my opinion on it, whether I enjoy it or I'm not the biggest fan of it. Star Wars Outlaws was fine. It wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst. Star Wars Outlaws for me was just okay. At the end of the day, like, it was inoffensive. There was a couple things about it I didn't like, but it was fun. Look how many waves there are. Look how many waves. There are more waves than the beach right now. There are more waves than back in my day when it was Plants vs. Zombies. Oh, thank goodness it's the final wave. And look at these cute marketable plushies. Look at the boss design. There's a lot of charm here. But as I was saying, Star Wars Outlaws, Rise of the Ronin, they were just okay. nothing offensive, nothing worth getting mad about, or, oh, this game is the worst, I wish I had my money back kind of feeling. So, yeah. Foamstars goes to the worst because it has potential, and it just didn't really deliver. It has some, like, really cool ideas, and it has a unique presentation and a good sound, and it controls well, but I can't even get a match. And now this goat man says he's a failure. The sheep goat man is so mad. He's so upset. Ram it. He was so close to swearing. He got away with a PG swear. And we got an S+. So we did it. Oh yeah. But I think that's enough Foamstars today. I think it's time to uninstall this game for good. Again, this is going up on Thanksgiving. I hope you are, if you are celebrating, having a great Thanksgiving. If you are not celebrating, I hope you have a great day anyway. Go out there. Use, if you have the ability to, buy games on Black Friday. Like the Marvel collection or a cool retro collection. Oh, that's what you gotta do. You gotta complete missions and do specific things and do specific attacks in order to unlock characters that were in past season passes that you didn't purchase. So you either purchase a character or like purchase this character like I did back in February, or you have to do a bunch of stuff a bunch of times. That's your call. Is it worth the $6 or is it worth the 6 hours to unlock the character? That's the question of the day. But as I was saying, get some games on Black Friday. Get some digital deals. Get some indie games. Support an indie dev. Or get a retro collection like the Cowabunga collection or like the Disney Aladdin one. That one's really great. That's a great time. The Marvel collection. Get a good retro collection. Get a good indie game. Get a game that you've been waiting for that's on super sale. Treat yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health. I'm Homecoming Hero, and I will see you on the next episode of Late Night Sprites. Take care.